Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. I hope you guys are doing really well. Today I'm back for my Hanover reflection video. We lost 3-2. I was at the game. Took my girlfriend to her first ever game, which was really nice. But really enjoyed the game, actually. It was a shame about the result, but I think there's a lot to take out of it. And going into the first game of the season against Blackburn next weekend, I'm certainly in a positive sort of spirit regarding this season. Before I get into the main bit of the video, just want to quickly plug my new shirt. Some of you probably know about it. I plugged it a lot on Twitter, but I've got a Tim Close design t-shirt out now. Yeah, I really like it. You can see it here now. It's certainly one of my favorite designs. Keep your friends close, but your defenders closer. So a little pun there. They're selling really quickly. Probably going to have them on sale for about another 4 to 5 days, so get them quick. I'd certainly recommend getting it tonight if possible so you don't miss out on them. But yeah, £10 plus £3 postage. As always, it helps the channel out massively. It's my way of funding the channel at the moment, to go on equipment, to go on all the relative necessary costs of YouTube. So big thank you to everyone who's already ordered or will be ordering one of them. So let's get into the sort of Hanover reflection. First of all, Hanover fans, some of the best fans I've seen, probably, I wouldn't say ever, but in terms of a pre-season friendly, unbelievable. I reckon they brought maybe 500-600 fans over from Germany. They took over Norwich pretty much. Me and my girlfriend were walking back around 7:30. They were still at the pub, still chanting. They had to have a police escort through the whole of Norwich because there were so many of them. They pretty much took over Prince of Wales Road walking there. And then obviously the police knew about it. Loads of British transport police, but they weren't any trouble, or at least I didn't see any trouble. They were all in good spirits, getting on with the Norwich fans. That's always great to see, and that's the kind of stuff I want to see from Norwich fans. I want to see atmosphere. Obviously not trouble. Trouble's never welcomed at football, and it should never be tolerated, but a good atmosphere, a good friendly atmosphere, I think that's absolutely brilliant. In terms of Norwich, what can we take out of this? Well, to go 3-0 down isn't ideal. But to finish the game 3-2 is certainly not a bad result against the strong German side. And the mistakes were sloppy, and I don't think they'd be the kind of mistakes we'd be making this season, that's for sure. Stephen Whittaker probably at fault for the first 2 goals, certainly the second goal. Didn't have much support for the first, so you can probably give him a bit of slack there. But must admit, I'm slightly surprised that Stephen Whittaker's still a Norwich City player, although at the tail end of the last championship campaign, he was exceptional. Remember that run going into the Wembley day. He was brilliant, really good and fantastic at Wembley as well. Probably just about a championship player, but was torn to pieces today by their left winger, who was very good. I'm not sure on his name, but as soon as Pinto came on in that right back position at half time, we looked a lot more assured. Olsen was good at left back. Bennett and Close, certainly the pairing you'd expect at centre-back. Close was brilliant once again, such a superb player, and Bennett was good. I would fully expect that back line, if Olsen's still here, to be Olsen, Close, Bennett and Pinto going into that game against Blackburn. And to be honest with that, haven't got many worries about that whatsoever. The midfield were good. Howson went down at one point. He looked like he's jarred his knee and his ankle again, which was a real worry, but he got up and ran it off. Tete, I thought, was brilliant. Great to have him on a new contract. Jacob Murphy started the game, should have provided an assist. Jerome should have scored within the opening 20 seconds, completely tore their defence to shreds with his pace. But then he was substituted off for some reason, not too sure. I think Alex Neil brought Dorrans on the right-hand side just to solidify that, because you could see Whittaker was really struggling, and it worked to a certain extent. I thought Dorrans was brilliant, could certainly be a decent player this season. I think Dorrans is underrated. He doesn't do anything really special, but he does a lot. You know, he moves the ball on, he recycles it, he works hard, and he'll chip in with a few goals here and there as well. So I think Dorrans is a vital squad player. Howson and Tete, brilliant. So yeah, that was really positive. Maddison came on late on, which was really good to see. Get him some game time. Apparently, Brady's got a bit of a calf injury. Not too sure about that. Probably at another club getting a medical right now. Canos is lacking match fitness, so he's going to have to be working hard in training, although I doubt he'd get in the team at the moment, because Wesley Hoolahan today was absolutely magnificent. 2 wonderful goals, a beautiful chip and the second rounding the keeper. He is such a good player, Wesley Hoolahan. Like, I've said it so many times before, but he's the kind of player you don't realise how good he is until he's gone. He is genuinely so good, and for his age, can't really last a full 90 anymore, but he just makes things happen. He was providing so many great passes, scored 2 goals. If it wasn't for him today, we would have certainly lost. We wouldn't have scored without him today, that's for sure, obviously, because he scored the 2 goals. Jerome looked lively, but missed a decent chance early on. But he looked decent, he held the ball up well, and he's a lively character, isn't he? He will certainly get goals in the Championship. But except for that, certainly positive. Alex Neil will know what he needs to do going into the first game of the season, that's for sure. Drop Whittaker out of there. He probably knows his best 11 now and the best tactics as well. I think going into the start of the season, as long as we get the McCormack deal over the line, which I'm still positive about, and maybe bring in another player somewhere along the line, I'm certainly feeling positive for a good season. But that McCormack deal, we really need to get done, because we do need a striker big time, because Lafferty isn't good enough. And to be honest, you know, it's a shame, but Lafferty is just a live wire. He won't change for anyone, clearly, because he just won't. That's his character, and you don't want that kind of guy around the team. So thank you so much for watching this video. Go and get a Tim Close shirt if you want to help the channel out and like the design. If not, no worries. Thanks for considering it. But anyway, leave it a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.
I can never make fuss. It's only God that can elevate us. If one day all the man them bust, don't get it confused. The reason ain't us. We put the work in, late night lurking.